What's good, y'all, man? YouTube, we back for another video, man. Before I get into it, I hope you guys have been locked in. Hope you guys have been taking care of y'all selves, man. So, let's get it, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm gonna get a mic soon because, I got a comment talking about they can't really hear me, and they actually told me I should get a mic, so I'm gonna get one soon. All right. So if y'all can't really hear me, my fault, y'all, man. You know what I mean? Just work with me, until I get my mic. But hopefully maybe by the time y'all see this video, I'll have one. But anyway, the reality of growing up, getting older, aging, right? I was kind of sitting here for a minute trying to figure out what video I should make. Then I thought of one, right? That's usually how I be, right? I make so many videos, man, that sometimes I have to kind of like think about what I want to talk about. But, everybody gonna get older, man. And when you get older, man, everything changes for you when you get older. Everything. You might stop doing things that you used to do, and you might start doing new things that you never thought you would do, good or bad, right? Your brain is growing, and it stops growing at 25, so you're constantly maturing. You should be, right? You're learning more information. Like, I wish that I knew more. I wish I knew about this. I wish I knew the stuff I knew now when I was 16 or when I was 15, 14. See, back then, when I was around that age, man, I used to just play the game for the most part. You know what I mean? So now, I don't do that no more, for real. I don't know why, but the game just isn't as fun as it used to be. I don't know. Like, I can't just sit on the game and play it all day like how I used to. I try, but I can't. Like, I generally have lost my love for gaming, I think. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm always going to be a gamer at heart, but I lost love for it, man. Like, it just doesn't excite me no more. I don't know. It doesn't give me pleasure. I don't know. Now, my mind is more focused on my real life now, right? Getting in the gym, right? Getting stronger, making more money, looking better, basically self-improving, right? Instead of me trying to max out my stats on a video game, I'm trying to max out my stats in real life. So, I don't know, man. Now, does that mean that I'm never gonna play video games again? No, I made a video talking about why video games is good for you, right? And I realized that video games was never the problem. Video games ain't a bad thing at all, right? I know people would tell you that video games is bad, it rots your brain. Nah, no, it don't. Video games, like anything else, only becomes a bad thing if you do it too much. But if you do it on your free time, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure that you could be successful and still play the game, bro. You could be a millionaire. You could be a jacked, look your best and still play the game. That's how I'm gonna be. But I don't know, man. I just haven't found love in the game no more. But to be honest, that's probably because I haven't gotten any new games recently. And it's crazy I'm saying that because I'm literally getting ready to get me a PS5. I know, right? I'm just not getting a PS5. I know. I know, I get it, but that's what I mean. It's like I'm just now getting a PS5 because I don't really care that much about the game no more. See, back then, if I heard the PS5 was coming out, I would have been rushed to get one. I would have been the first ones to get one. But it's like I don't care that much no more. That's why I didn't really bother getting a PS5 because I felt like I wasn't really gonna use it like that no way. But that's just a prime example of you getting older and you growing out of things, right? I grew out of playing video games, man. Or I ain't gonna say that. I say I grew out of being a gamer, right? I still I still play video games and I still am gonna play video games, but it's not the same no more, right? I have homies that want me to hop on, play the game. I don't know. I don't know. I would like to, but I just know that's not gonna hit the same as it used to. Y'all remember back the quarantine days? We was young. Most of us were. We was young. We was at home, right? Those times were tough, man. Just play the game all day. Didn't have to worry about nothing. Now it's like niggas is getting older, man. We got more responsibilities. That's kind of the part of growing up, man. You see, when you get older and you start to get more responsibilities, you start to realize that stuff like that doesn't matter as much anymore. You can't be the same way. Like I said, I'm more so now focused on my real life. And even though my real life is not at its best right now, I mean, that's kind of what I'm focused on. Back in 2024, the middle of 2024, I was more so focused on trying to make more money, right? I was doing side hustles. I was trying different businesses, business modules. I didn't really find it's a lot of success. I mean, I found some success in drop shipping. I found some success in reselling, but that was it. I didn't find any success in anything else. But that right there is what gave me pleasure. Because when I saw that I got sales for the first time, that gave me a lot of pleasure. And that actually helped, because I actually saw that I was making money, I actually was locked in on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. I find pleasure in making more money. That's why I like starting a business, because it's like having an online store. I like ecom because seeing the sales that you get, that people are buying your product or whatever, and you just seeing the sales grow and grow, right? You hear that sound, bro, when you finally get a sale. That's like the best feeling. That was the best feeling for me. I was so happy because I finally put in work and I finally made it work, man. So when you get older, man, you're going to have a different mindset from when you had back then when you was younger. You know, think back to when you was 14. What was you doing at 14 versus what you're doing now? You're definitely not still doing the same thing. Because back then, I mean, when I was 14, I was just playing the game all day. I didn't really do nothing else. I didn't care about school. I didn't care about nothing. All I cared about was the game. Ever since I was a kid, bro, all I have been doing was playing the game. My first console was the PS2, and I got that when I was like a small kid. I was like very young. Then eventually I got an Xbox 360, then an Xbox One in 2017, right? And in 2017 and all the way up into 2022, I was a full on 2017 up until like 2020, I was a full on gamer. I guess 2021 too. I was a full on gamer, man. Full blown gamer. But the thing about it is that that's all I did. I didn't care about nothing else. 2022, man, is when the game started getting boring. I just didn't really find any fun in it no more, so I just started slowly hopping off. But the problem with that was that I ended up switching from video games to social media. And that right there isn't a good thing. I shouldn't have done that because I might have stopped playing video games, but now I went from that to doom scrolling. Which doom scrolling, in my opinion, is worse because it's not it's no better than playing video games. In fact, video games is better than doom scrolling. I'd rather play the game than doom scroll now. But the thing is that I don't find any fucking fun in playing the game. That's why I'm gonna try to get me a PS5 and try to get me some new games that I actually been wanting to try out and been wanting to play. So that way I can, because to be honest with y'all, the main reason why is because for one, I still have an Xbox One, right? And I still have only one game that I've been playing, which honestly I'm kind of getting bored of and tired of, So I know I was saying I grew out of video games, but I still love video games, y'all. I just haven't made any attempt to try to get a new console, get new games. I don't know. But maybe when I do that, maybe it'll be better, right? But at the end of the day, man, it'll never be like how it used to be. And that's a good thing. I'm glad that I'm not a video game addict no more. I'm glad, you know what I mean? Like I'm glad that I don't, do that stuff no more. That's part of growing up. When I was 16, I got my first job, and that's kind of what put a lot of things into perspective for me, because when I realized that I had to work to make my money, I realized that I don't want to work a regular job like this for the rest of my life. I don't. Some people will. Some people will work a regular minimum wage job for the rest of their life. I don't want to do that. Sure, I might have to work a job for the time being, but lifetime, I don't want to do that lifetime. Like my main goal for my lifetime is to be able to own different businesses and have multiple sources of income where I can kind of make money whenever I want on my own free time in the comfort of my crib. Like a lot of people do, and basically being able to get that financial freedom, being able to enjoy life without having to go to a workplace every day, if that makes sense. That's my goal. That's my ultimate goal. And I'm pretty sure that's what everybody should be striving towards. I don't think anybody will want to work a regular 9 to 5 forever. We might have to work it for the time being, sure. But that shouldn't be our end goal, unless that's what you want, So my mindset has shifted, man. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't matter if you're younger watching this video, if you're older, but when you get older, man, you're gonna have to start to understand that life gets more serious, man. It's not the same. It's not like when you was a kid where you could kind of just, goof around and not really take life seriously. Life is serious now, man. Because when you think about it, life is competitive. Everybody's trying to become more successful. Everybody's trying to get in the best shape possible now. There's more and more people coming into the gym now. The gym part of social media has grown. Now everybody in the gym trying to get a good physique. If you're not already in the gym in 2020, if you're not already in the gym, you're cooked. you're going to be left behind, because now everybody in the gym now. Everybody in that bitch trying to get aesthetic physique. Everybody trying to get rich now. Everybody trying to start businesses now. Everybody trying to be a content creator now. And get a following on social media. See, now life is serious. Life is competitive, right? And you're in this race whether you like it or not. And it's up to you what place you want to be. You know what I mean? So you have to choose, man. That's why you have to have a different mindset, right? Your mindset has to be focused on improving your stats, because honestly, that's really all that matters, man. Nothing else matters other than improving your stats. Because see, once you improve your stats, your 3 main stats, which is your money, your looks and your physique, your fitness, right? Everything else will come into play, right? So far as my physique goes, my goal, my personal goal in my physique is to have a lean, attractive, aesthetic physique, right? You know, like I like, you know, like I would like to be between 180 and 170 lean, shredded, you know, cut up, right? You know, I don't care about being the biggest person in the world. I just don't want to be skinny no more. That's all, you know. Um, and honestly, I'm gonna get that over time, right? As far as my money goes, I want to make enough money to where I'm financially stable, right? Because obviously, I'm not gonna be somebody that's gonna spend my money anyway. Like I don't care about, you know, buying all of this extra stuff, like all these clothes and stuff like that. I'm hoping to crack 7, 8 figures in the next 10 years. If I can make like between 7 to 8 figures a year, basically like, you know, six figures a month, I'm cool off that. You know, I just want to get to the point where I'm making 6 figures a month. Once I'm making 6 figures a month, I'm chilling, right? Because I'm not gonna be somebody that is gonna spend or blow my money. Because I don't go to clubs, I don't go to parties. I'm not gonna, you know. Really, the only thing that I'm gonna do is I might, you know, of course, I might jewelry, you know, might give me like a wide rolly, you know what I mean? But really my main thing is I want my dream car, which is a McLaren 750S, man. I want my dream car. And I'm hoping I can get that in the next 10 years. I'm 19 right now, so I'm hoping I can have that car before I turn 30, if that makes sense, right? And I know it's possible. That's 10 full years. If I lock in for 10 years, it's no way I won't be a millionaire. It's no way. It's not possible. I don't, like, come on now. 10 years of locking in? Come on, bro. That's 10 years. It's no way I won't be able to get that car, right? I'm giving myself 10 years because I've realized that when you hit your 20s, bro, your 20s should be, your 20s should consist of you just working, grinding, maxing out your stats, right? Your 30s and up should be the time where you're maintaining what you've built over you know, the past 10 years, over the past decade, and basically enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? Meaning that you're enjoying and you're able to reap the benefits that you've worked on during your 20s. See, a lot of people waste their 20s partying, clubbing, doing stupid stuff, right? I want my 20s to be full of me just literally 20. My 20s is going to be literally just me grinding, maxing out my stats. Now, guys, I'm only 3 months in on my YouTube channel. 3 months in, right? And I have currently 32 subscribers. So imagine 10 years from now, because I'm still going to be doing YouTube, right? So imagine 10 years from now, right? 10 years later, how many subscribers will I be? What will I have, right? How many followers will I have on social media 10 years from now, right? How much money will I be making 10 years from now? How will my physique look 10 years from now? How will my looks change 10 years from now? Guys, your 20s should be consisting of you locking in. I've seen so many videos of people talking about how they wasted their 20s and telling you why, you know, bro, there's even people talking about they wasting their 30s. Bro, by the time you're in your 30s, you should already be in the best shape possible. You should already be at least making 7 figures a year, at least. You should already have looked like, I can't believe there's actually people in their 30s that, like, it's crazy. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm only 19, but I have a different mindset, man. Like, I finally have that sense of urgency that I've needed because life hit me, bro, at a very young age. Life don't hit people luckily until their late 20s and late 30s, right? You know, because life hits you, bro. And the problem is that because they're comfortable, right? Look, I'm telling y'all, right? I'm finna get ready to turn 20 in 2 months, right? No, or actually in 1 month. In 1 month, because it's February when y'all see this video. So in 1 month, I'm getting ready to turn 20 in 1 month, y'all. So the moment I turn 20, I'm gonna be locked in all throughout my 20s. Okay, I'm gonna be using my time. I'm not gonna really go on vacations. I'm not gonna really buy nothing crazy. I'm not. I'm going to save. I'm going to be in the gym the whole time for the rest of my life. I'm going to be doing what I can to improve my looks. And also during that time too, I'm going to be what's it called? I like to call these the extras, but I'm also going to be doing some martial arts as well. Like I'm going to be boxing. I'm already boxing, but I'm going to be doing some jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, etc. Right? You know, I'm a do that too, right? You know, I'm also going to be, you know, in the gun range also as well, right? You know, because when I turn 21, I can legally own a firearm. So I'm going to be in the gun range practicing, making sure that my stats is good. So that way, you know, just in case, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, man, look, I'm making sure that I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. I've already got this planned out, y'all. Right? Throughout my 20s, bro. These 10 years that I have, right? I'm gonna be fully locked in these entire 10 years. Okay? My entire time, I'm gonna be using that for everything. So I'm just letting y'all know, man. Growing up has made me realize, man, that you have less time than you think. People don't even make it to their 20s. People don't even make it to their 30s, 40s. You don't know when your time's gonna come, bro. Why would you waste your time doing stupid shit? And I know people like to say, oh, you only have one life, live it to your fullest. Bro, if you think about it, bro, how am I gonna be able to live life when I'm struggling? When I'm only barely making ends meet? I can't live life that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get to the point where I'm making enough money to where I can travel, go on vacations. I'm not going to do no partying or no clubbing bullshit. I'm not doing that. And I'm also not going to go crazy and buy shit that I know I don't need because I got the money to. But obviously, when you make more money, that's the more experiences you can have. You know what I mean? So money is literally what's going to make your life better. Money doesn't buy happiness, no, but money can definitely buy you experiences and vacations, right? And just having that freedom, you know what I mean? Because like I said, bro, like in your 30s, that's when most people settle down. Most people, you know, want to have a family and stuff like that. Most people, you know what I mean? And that's cool, right? Because, you know, I might want to do that. I might want to settle down, you know, and stuff like that. But if I decide to do that, I want to make sure that I'm set. If I decide to have kids in the future, I want to make sure that my kids are set, right? So I'm going to use my 20s to grind as hard as I possibly can. Do everything in my power. I have 10 years, bro. I can, bro, if you, listen, if you're my age, bro, or even if you're like already in your 20s, bro, you still got time, bro. Not really, but you still got time. Because honestly, if you're in your 30s and you haven't achieved anything, it's over for you, man. It's over for you. And I know I'm 19 saying this, but still, like, I'm grateful that I have this mindset at 19 because most people don't realize this until they're in their late 30s, 40s. When they've burned through all their 20s. And now they're kind of stuck having to work a regular job. They might have kids, and they're not really able to do much, right? They're kind of suffering. I don't want to be like that, man. I want to get to the point where by the time I'm getting ready to turn 30, I'm already set for life. So basically when I turn 30 and I'm in my 30s, all I got to do is just maintain what I've got and just be able to finally live life. Then I can settle down, have kids, finally be able to travel, do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. People might agree, people might disagree, but that's how I'm going to do it, okay? So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. And, yeah, see y'all in the next one. Peace.